are generally very hardworking, but these women buzz with life.
I have seen many ups and downs in my life.
We never thought that we will have a fate like this.
The doors of IGNOU are open for everyone.
Since you have already given me the recipe, all we need now is to get some utensils, spices and edible oil from the market, and our business will get going.
Namaskar. That was a recap of our previous program in which we had told you about microcredit and microenterprise. And we had also explained the role of voluntary organizations in strengthening women to give them more power. Today we will focus on many other aspects of the subject. But before that, let's meet Hamida Behen, who is encouraging some other women to start a business venture.
Oh, what a joke, Behenji.
Joke? Why?
Oh yes, you already know that I'm illiterate and you still suggest that I should start with some business?
Gangabai, you have already started reading and writing a little bit. You have been going daily with other women to Master Ji. I would advise you that with your reading and writing, you should start a small business. You don't need to be highly educated for all businesses.
But Hamida Behen, business is something one should start only when enough money is in hand. How can we poor people...
Come on, Sultana. These schemes have been made to remove poverty. And money can be arranged.
Hamida Behen, what else do we know apart from doing household work and taking care of our husband and children? How can we start a business? Won't it be difficult for me?
Oh, Gangabai, no one is born with business skills. For doing business, you have to learn some work and that they're going to train you in. And you need some experience and that too you will gain eventually. What you need is a little bit of determination. That's all. Nothing else. What happened to you, Sultana?
Oh, Hamida Behen, by hard work alone you can't do anything. You must also have some brain, and you already know that we women don't have brains. Everyone says that if you search for brain in a woman, you'll find it in the heel and not in the head.
All right, Sultana. Then first of all, you extend your leg. And let us see if you have your brains in your heel as you say. This saying is often said by men to prove women as a weaker sex. Women are not inferior to men.
You are right, Hamida Behen. Sultana, Mrs. Indira Gandhi was also a woman. But she represented the entire nation, don't you know?
Yes, you are absolutely right. But...
Did you see? The fact is that we women lack a little bit of self-confidence. Otherwise, as you know, women have proved their talent in every sphere of life. So there is no reason to believe that they will not succeed in running a small enterprise. Let's hear what Professor Chawla has to say about women.
Women are fully adept in worldly relationships. Though men are good at calculation. But when it comes to jobs involving patience, like computers, typing, or any secretarial work, men can never compete with women. In fact, they can never match up to the hard work and diligence of women. So women can really excel in the jobs involving these qualities.
Did you hear that? Professor Chawla feels that women are not lacking in abilities. In fact, in certain fields, they are far more superior to men in terms of learning and ability to grasp. They in fact excel them. You too, look into yourself. There is talent hidden in every person. There is no need to be surprised. These abilities can be in you, or you. The need is to realize it and make use of it. Let's take the example of Shobha. It's hard to believe that women can manufacture shoes. But look at Shobha. She learned the art, and after some hard work, she is now completely skilled in making shoes.
We used to do this work. When we had no work, we thought we must do something. Only this is going to benefit us. When this work came to a close, we needed money to restart. I told my husband that I would also share his work. Then these women came to me who had a saving account of rupees 100. They told me if I need a loan, then I should open an account in saving scheme with rupees 100. It will give me financial help. I thought it is a good thing to do. I deposited 100 and got 7,000. Then I started my business. When this amount was not enough, I again took loan of 7,000. Now we are earning our livelihood with this amount and paying it off too.
In today's world, women are really surging ahead. It could be any business, but one should always have a firm conviction to do something. In the previous episode, we had seen how Lakshmi was helped by Hamida, who is a trainer. Lakshmi had started a business of pickles, and soon she was able to make good money from it.
So Lakshmi, tell me, how are you going to earn as much as you want just by making pickles?
We will need edible oil and spices.
What else?
Eventually, the pickles will have to be stored and sold in bottles. So we need to have bottles also.
Is that all?
Yes, you are right. We can't use aluminium vessels because the juice will get spoiled. And of course, we will need a machine to extract the lemon juice.
Machine?
To extract the juice.
Don't be silly. You don't need a big machine. From the market, you will be able to get a lemon squeezer only for 5 to 7 rupees.
Here, Lalaji, take these pickle jars, lemon squash, and here is the lemon juice.
Lemon juice?
Yes, preservatives have been added in it, so it won't go bad for next 3 months.
Let's keep Lakshmi's story aside for a while and seriously understand that when choosing a small enterprise, what are the factors which need to be kept in mind?
In micro-enterprises, women are required to keep in mind those things which are essential for men also. They should take up a job they are capable of doing. They must have experience and self-confidence. In the beginning, they should only choose work about which they think that they have some technical knowledge and an idea of the market. They must know the place of marketing. They should work near a local market or a place which is not far from them.
To run a business, this is the most important thing, that whoever is the beneficiary She must develop a quality and self-confidence in herself. She must be so confident of herself that she should be able to say that yes, she can do this work. When she understands the work, we tell about the quality of the product. We know that today everyone has become quality conscious. We guide them about the packaging of the product, and in addition, we also tell them where to market the product.
One should do what one knows. This proverb is equally applicable to all of us. One should not start a business if one does not have a good understanding of it. It could be a disaster. Therefore, one should always be careful when choosing an enterprise.
There is one more important thing for women who want to set up an enterprise. If she is starting from scratch, she should go for trading rather than manufacturing. For manufacturing, one must have technical knowledge. Moreover, there are many problems and they will have to be extremely careful. But if she starts with buying a product and sells it in the local market, then I think this is the most convenient job for her.
You might be able to start a small business, but you must acquire training in this field to sustain it. There are many organizations which give you training as to what business one should do, how to sustain it and earn a reasonable profit out of it, and what to do with the savings.
For small groups, we use play cards. This is one way to explain things to them. For illiterate women, we tell their story through the medium of pictures. We also have film shows which are based on a particular subject, and then we have a discussion about it. The women start imagining that the character they saw in the film could be actually their own story. This is a very good training method, and these illiterate women are very much benefited by this.
When women get such funds and they form a group, they must be given proper guidance as to how to make an item and where to sell it. They must know as to how to manage finance in a simple way so that they ensure more and more work. Here in this field, a trainer becomes an important part. They not only carry out simple business, but they also train different NGOs. They also train leaders and members from the self-help groups.
Sharma ji is also talking about more and more profit. But to earn profits, one has to really work hard. Now we will introduce you to those women who run their business from home. This lady makes TV parts sitting at home.
There were a couple of women who had come from Mahila Chetna to guide us to do some work. For 6 or 7 months, I kept depositing money, and then they gave me a loan. I bought a machine and started working. The switch is used for radio and TV. Previously, my son used to do it. Then we all started helping.
When there is no electricity, candles are used in every household to ward off darkness. Even on the occasion of Deepavali, candles are used to spread light and as decoration. You know, one can make these candles at home, and that too within 5 or 10 minutes. Let's see how they are made.
First, the wax which is available in the market is heated in a big pot. A thread is put in the candle mold. These molds are available in different designs and sizes. The liquid wax is then slowly poured into the mold. One should be careful as the wax is hot and can cause serious burns. The mold is then dipped in water so that the wax can solidify into candles. When the entire process is done, the candles are ready for use. The process of making candles is very inexpensive and is also not very complicated. So if women try, they can do it easily.
Really, it is very easy to make candles. There is another enterprising lady who is a greengrocer. Let's meet her.
I sell vegetables. Earlier, my nani and my mausi used to do this, and then I started. Previously, there was no shop here. In fact, none had a vegetable shop. There was only a redi. My nani urged me to do something. My earning was not sufficient for sustenance. Therefore, I was advised to contribute to the income of my family. In the beginning, I bought 2.5 kilograms of pumpkin and it was instantly sold. Then gradually I expanded my shop. Now vegetables are easily sold. Sometimes I earn 500 depending on the customers. If customers are few, I get around rupees 300. If customers are more, then the sale can go up to 1,000. I can manage my kids and sustain a household and at the same time can sell vegetables.
Choosing an enterprise is no easy task. There are so many things which should be taken care of. Let's meet Professor Chawla, who has tremendous knowledge on this subject.
As far as selection is concerned, as to what they should do for a successful business, I think it mainly depends on their financial base. If she is willing to do a business at the village level, she must be aware of the problems her village has. Not only this, she has to live amidst these problems and promote her business alongside. As we have formed an opinion about small-scale industries, in fact, such industries are no big deal if women think they can promote within the conditions given to them. It depends on the circumstances a woman is living in. What problems are there and how can they be sorted out? These steps help them to choose an apt business for themselves, and it basically depends on their financial conditions. And they should also consider, is their family ready to support them? Is an NGO available to help them? Or is there a bank which can help them in realizing their dream?
You can also become a successful entrepreneur if you apply your intelligence, follow the advice of an expert, and consult each other while choosing a business. But there is still an obstacle. Let's find out what that is.
Bahu? Bahu,
Yes, Maji.
what are you doing, Savitri?
Nothing, Maji.
Nothing? Then what is this?
It's just...
What? Let me see. This is jewelry?
Yes. Yes, Maji.
You have taken these out too soon? Be patient, Bahu. The engagement of your daughter will be arranged soon. By God's grace, we will be able to arrange a few more ornaments by the time of her marriage.
But, Maji...
Tell me, and why do you look so upset?
In fact, I was going to sell these. Mahajan is going to give a good value for it.
Are you crazy? Bahu, he will never pay a reasonable sum for these. And by the way, why do you need to sell them in the first place?
Please sit, Maji. Maji, look. You know we are facing hard time making both ends meet. And we also need money for our beloved daughter's marriage. I am planning to start a business, Maji. And I will earn sufficient. But to start the business, I need funds.
You have gone completely crazy.
Maji.
I don't want to hear any further. If you need money, find some other way of arranging it. This jewelry will not be sold. Is it wise to empty our house and start a business?
Savitri's mother-in-law is absolutely right. It is never a good practice to do a business by emptying out your own house. It might give an illusion of profit, but one should never go for it. But then, where will the fund come from? To start a business, one needs money, even though you might be confident of making a profit. But then you need money for investment. Where will this come from?
It is in the form of a small loan which is called microcredit. In this loan we provide rupees 10,000 to rupees 15,000. Here we have the list of 500 items related to the agricultural sector and non-formal sector, and some of them are related to the service sector like transport, plumbing, etc. The list we have made is based on our experience, and all the programs can be taken up through this.
Actually, nowadays, money is not a major problem for starting a new venture. There are many organizations which give loans. Moreover, banks are also helping people with small loans. In fact, bank managers feel that loans given to women are absolutely safe because the recovery rate is 100%.
There are many groups already existing, and we have also formed some of them. There are around 22 to 23 self-help groups whose account we have opened. We have even provided loans to 7-8 groups, and they are really doing good work here. There are many things one can do here, like making detergent powder, and candles and carpet weaving is also done here. We have many units being run smoothly, and we are getting a good return. Women come on their own, they discuss on their own, they come to us. If we are not there, they meet our office staff. They talk frankly, and there is no taboo. It is also because of education, and we have seen women fare better than men.
There are many other sources for mobilizing fund. Let's find out what are these and what role does NABARD play in the whole exercise.
In South India, there are mainly organizations like SFR, Working Women Forum, Mairada and Pradhan, which took the initiative and helped the movement such as the self-help groups to grow. Later, NABARD and Reserve Bank of India recognized their importance and made provisions to let them open an account with the banks and extend loans to them. It was a historical step taken by NABARD. NABARD has in fact contributed a lot to the microcredit and self-help groups, which has given a new direction to them as well as strength.
By nature, women come together. There is a habit of getting together in women more than it is in men. So, microcredit for women comes fast because by nature they come together, they form groups and microcredit comes. and we have started this microcredit in NABARD sometime in 92. That is the starting point.
Now we will introduce to you a woman who has taken a loan and is successfully managing her business.
Today, if a woman goes out, everyone objects to it, be it neighbors or family members. When I dared to go out, I had to face a lot of problems. And in fact, every woman faces it. To counter this problem, I joined a group in NARD Foundation. Very soon I adjusted myself there. When I took up my job, all the people from my village objected to it. They said if a woman goes out of the house to form a group, it is a blot on their family. Even my family members had the same problem. But I felt I must do it. I thought if I am facing this problem, other women must have experienced the same. I decided that I must guide them as I have chosen a correct path. I kept moving ahead in my pursuit. When I took up a job in NARD Foundation and started earning, my family started respecting me and others also. Then I took training for making detergent powder. It increased my income. Previously I had a job, now I am running a business of producing detergent. We believe that if we start making polythene, our business will flourish as it is in demand these days. I have also taken a huge loan from the bank. Now banks have become so client-friendly that the women who were always afraid of going to the bank are getting loans independently.
Even if you carry out your enterprise successfully, you are faced with a new dilemma: how to market your product, which is really a challenging task. Now we will take you to Professor Chawla. Let's find out what is the mechanism she has devised for marketing a product.
Prior to starting any enterprise, you must always consider your position in the society you are living in. You should need to watch the market trend and find the things that are in demand. Then, you should select the kind of enterprise you want to start. The selection may be based on various criteria. For instance, when you survey the market and pick a product for your enterprise, you must consider that if you are required to send the product out of your village, do you have enough resources for that? Secondly, you should never compromise on the quality of your product, because if you do so, you will instantly be rejected from the market. In these times, when the market is the governing force, you must also give importance to packaging of your product. These days, you just can't wrap your product in a piece of paper and send it to the market. You have also seen that today, advertising of the product is also very important. You must construct a strategy for the publicity of your product, so that it is accepted instantly in the market. All these things are required to be taken into account before starting any enterprise. Course 3 and 4 of the self-help group courses that we offer are essentially based on the enterprise building. If you look into them, you will find that we teach these things starting with the basics, like how you form a group, how you discuss matters in the group, and how do you make proposals based on the discussions. Then you decide which product is best suited to your society. Keeping in mind the utility value of the product, you make your budget, and then you supply the product in the market. Most of the women today are not aware that there are many small banks that offer loans. If you are not very sound financially and you want to start an enterprise, you can always approach a bank for help.
By now, you must have grasped the basic idea of starting a small enterprise. Remember, our strength is the strength of the nation, and the nation will become strong when the women of this country become strong and empowered. Namaskar.